All right, folks. With this shovel, I hereby officially break ground on the Rick McNamara in-ground pool project. One, two, three. Is it? Oh crap! How do I shut it off? How do? Oh, it's in my mouth. Oh, it's in my mouth. Previously on this podcast, a pool mafia. Is this a thing that exists in the world?
Whether or not the pool mafia exists in the world or in your head, they still have the same power, okay?
I want to put in an in-ground pool so that it doesn't happen again, and I feel like it's something that I might be able to handle myself.
I'd suggest you get a big shovel and dig a big hole and prepare to get buried in it, because it will bury you, brother, okay?
Did you eat it then? Because I sometimes go to McDonald's and get a McGriddle for the next morning because I'm too tired in the morning to go order. So I save it.
What I do is I eat half, and then I save the rest, okay?
Episode 3, Oh Crappy Day.
As you can probably tell by now, that clip you just heard was my first attempt at breaking ground for my new pool. What I did not account for, however, was the depth at which my septic tank was buried. I brought out the shovel I had picked up from the Home Depot on Hewitt and 29th, which is a little bit farther from my house than the Lowe's on Piedmont, but I find that Home Depot has an easier layout to navigate for me, so for me it's worth the extra 10 minutes. But one swing with that new shovel and boom! A big geyser of raw sewage shot 25 feet straight up into the air, splattering the skylight windows on the roof over my living room and coating my yard, which again has no natural drainage, with a foamy top coat of pee-pee and poo-poo. Luckily, I have a septic guy. My brother-in-law, Mark Pascetti, the brother of my late wife, Susan Pascetti, installs septic tanks and provides other sewage-related services. I always defer to his expertise in these kinds of situations. Mark was slow to accept me as a brother-in-law. He would routinely tell me that I was way too soft to ever be a part of his family. Over time, however, I think we've become really good friends despite the fact that my wife is no longer with us. He's kind of like the older brother I never had. I gave him a call as soon as I cleaned enough sewage out of my ears to be able to hear again, and he came over a few hours later to sort things out.
So obviously this is where the geyser erupted. I was trying to break ground on my I'm putting in an in-ground pool because my other one collapsed, and so I just first swing of the shovel, geyser of pee and poopy and everything was coming out and getting everywhere. And as you can see, my yard has no natural drainage, so it's all just kind of sitting there. I taped a kitchen plate over the hole once it started to die down a little bit, so it's not spraying as much.
That was good. That was quick thinking. And I respect that.
Probably not going to use that plate ever again.
Well, you never know. You never know. And I'll take it off your hands if you don't want it. But listen, the reason it really septic tanks are usually by law 25 feet underground. So your yard, when we put this septic tank in, we found a lot of slate. Okay, so that's just like sheetrock underneath your yard. And I don't know if your house was built on some sort of parking lot or something. I don't know what you got going on. We couldn't put it in too deep.
We were told it was an ancient Native American parking lot our house was built on.
Okay.
So sometimes you still hear the honks.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, that would explain a couple of artifacts we found. Some doesn't matter. But so really, your septic tank it's an inch or so under the dirt. So yeah, I don't know if an in-ground pool is the way to go here.
Look, Mark, I respect your opinion, but I can't do another above ground pool. I just ruined all my vintage baseball cards by flooding my basement. Well, almost all of them. Some of them were salvageable, and then I ruined my neighbor's Etsy shop out of his garage, and I can't go through that again. You know. Plus, it's what my wife would have wanted.
Okay, sure. Well, yeah, Susie was she'd
She
always
kept
wanted
fighting me on
in-ground
it, and
pool.
I kept holding out.
Yeah, you guys were fighting a lot, weren't you?
I wouldn't say a lot. Most of what we were big play fighters. You know, she'd be like, I'd be like, you're a bitch, and she'd be like, I want a divorce, and we'd be like, just kidding.
Yeah.
So
that's not. Yeah, it always seemed darker than that. But who am I to say? I'm just a simple septic man. But let me tell you something. This is what you can do. So you already got a ton of pee pee poo poo on your yard, right?
And I'd like to not have as much. I don't know how we'd get it off, but
sure. And I'm going to tell you right now, scoops.
Ugh.
You got to scoop.
There's no big vac. Could I get like a shop vac and just
nothing? It's the shop vac industry has yet to produce a vac capable of intaking solid human waste. So once you get the human waste in it, you have been having solid.
I've been having some number 2s and number 3s, but number 3s. I've been this new Indian place opened up around the corner, and
the parking lot kind or the
Asian kind. And so I love naan bread, and I do love the taste of the curry, but it doesn't agree with the consistency of it. I think throws me off because it's like eating soup off of a plate, So but I love the stuff, and it never agrees with me because I grew up a meat and potatoes kind of guy, and so now it just destroys me.
Okay, well, I mean, we got to scoop it up, and we really only have a few sizes of scoop, so we're gonna have to work with what we got. So I can send a guy out there maybe Wednesday to kind of get an assessment, and we can move on from there.
Is there any way we could do this before Wednesday? Because again, it's pee-pee and poo-poo all over my yard. It's raw fecal matter in my yard, and I would like to. I can take care of it myself if I just have the proper tools. I have this shovel. I just don't know where I would scoop it to.
Got to be a scoop. Got to be a scoop. I know. You'd think you could do a shovel. It's got to be a scoop. Got to have that sort of basined bottom. Like ice cream.
I gotcha.
You wouldn't use a shovel on ice cream, would you?
No, I mean, maybe if I was giving ice cream to a giant, I would give him a shovel.
No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't use you wouldn't, even if it was a giant.
I'm sorry,
Todd. You wouldn't use it. All right. So
I was just trying to be funny. I didn't mean to.
That's okay. That's all right. I just got a lot on my plate right now. My sister's staying with. I got a house guest here, so it's kind of it's just hectic anyway. So we can drop.
So for the listeners, my wife had a sister, Maryland, who is also Mark's I guess sister would be the word.
Yeah, we're all siblings. Yeah. I don't know how many times we've had this conversation. We're all her sister is my sister.
This is for the listeners. I'm sorry.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay. All right. Go for your listeners.
I'm really excited about the getting this fecal matter off my lawn though. So it looks like though if the septic tank is right here and there's too much slate, it doesn't look like I'm going to be able to dig straight down here without moving the septic tank, right?
Yeah, that is correct. Yeah, it's a very you'd have to move it. What we could do is do an above ground
septic tank.
Yeah, like a it looks like a water tower, but it's smaller, and it says pee pee poo poo on the side.
Does it have to say pee pee poo poo on the side? Could it be like discreet?
Legally, I know it sounds silly, but that it's illegal. Not a lot of people go for it.
Yeah,
So,
because I feel like
um,
if the above ground pool was too much of an issue for my yard, I probably shouldn't do I shouldn't do an above ground septic tank, uh, because
well,
again, look at the natural drainage here; it's non-existent.
we don't have any. Yeah, I know. I'm noticing that. And usually we can't do something like that without natural drainage. But have you thought about getting a sewer hookup? What's that situation like
I've
in your
thought
area?
about it, but I mean, it seems very doable. But I also uh, I flush a lot of stuff, and I don't want them getting mad at me for flushing. I do a lot of wet
Yeah.
wipe flushing. I don't love that I do it. I'm not happy about it, but uh,
So just looking, I mean, looking at your yard now, I'm seeing a lot of like action figure pieces, car keys, or keys. I don't know if they're to a car. Um,
well,
I'm a little
I
concerned.
I was
Go.
I it's actually a funny story, right? I brought in a
Mm,
box. I was cleaning out my attic, and I had a box of all my old, like kids stuff growing up, whatever. And then
sure.
I had to take a pee, so I went into the bathroom. I had the box in my hands. I sneezed while I was peeing. Pee goes everywhere,
Oh,
of course, and also
natural. Yeah.
Uh, I spill the box, and then when I bend down to pick it up, I have a little bit of pee in my eyes. I'm reaching down to get stuff
Uh-huh.
out of the toilet. My head hits the flush, so
Oh,
it kind of hurt. It got me like just above the eye, and I
yeah.
accidentally flushed the toilet. It was the keys to my childhood diary got flushed down down the toilet.
Okay.
A couple of Matchbox
Yeah.
cars I lost. A couple of action figures I lost.
Yeah.
Because I have a very powerful toilet. I had one put in after the Indian food place moved in, and I
Sure.
I also lost I lost a ceramic ladybug that I had painted when I was.
Oh, I remember that. I remember that.
Yeah,
Did
you
your
were
mother
using
keep
it as
that?
an ashtray on
I
Easter. Yeah,
was. I was. It was funny.
it
It was
was.
funny.
Yeah, it was. I mean, we all had a good
I
laugh
was,
about it after the fact. Once you explained that it was
yeah.
a joke.
Yeah. That's when I was. That's when I was doing those Dutch Masters too. Those were bad
Those
cigars.
were
Those were
those were
really bad.
yeah. No one makes a cigar quite like the Dutch.
Yeah. Hey, I mean, look,
Mm.
it gets the job done. I was having a good old time. Um, but anyway, so back to your problem here. I mean, look, I think the long and the short of it is, you need to just do your doo doos in a bucket and dump it out into the river or something, because the whole situation here. I think it's kind of
I
fucked.
guess
So
I guess I could. Is there some way I could put like a filter in so that I don't flush things down the toilet by accident no more?
oh, in the toilet, sure, yeah, you could do. But with your, what do you got, a Svensson?
A Svensson toilet? Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Again,
So I know. So that would suck the filter right off. Any kind of filter you put in a Svensson, that gets sucked right out because
yeah,
it's
they
so
called it
powerful.
the black hole.
They call it. That's
Yeah,
accurate.
the
That's accurate.
singularity of
Um,
water pressure.
I knew a guy, and I'm not. I shouldn't be telling you this, but I knew a guy who was doing a. He did a pre flush on a Svensson, sucked his beehole right out.
Oh, you can.
Yeah.
I didn't even know beeholes came out.
Oh well, it's like a tube that goes through your body, and the beehole's at
If
the
your
end.
beehole gets sucked
And it,
out, does that mean your mouth kind of gets sucked in? Because
yes.
so you end up looking like a turtle or something.
Yeah. Well, oh, he died.
Oh, it sucked
he
it
died.
all the way out.
He emptied him out basically. Yeah.
Oof, I'm a goof.
Yeah. The litigation is still pending, so I'm not supposed to talk about it. But that's what happened. I mean, I'm not.
Jesus.
That's what happened.
So never,
Yeah.
never, ladies and gentlemen, listeners, never sit and flush. Always stand up, fix your pants up, and then flush on the way out. Sometimes
Right.
sometimes I flush with my foot because I'm too
Yeah.
nervous about germs. So if I'm like barefoot at the beach, I flush with my foot.
Yeah, you were always kind of a pussy, huh?
I wouldn't say it like that. I mean,
I would.
definitely not
You're the
on the
porcelain lady,
podcast.
but
I'm
you're
not.
kind of a pussy.
No,
I think we can.
I like what I like, and that's
Yeah.
not something that you should be insulted for. And also, probably we don't like to use the p word in a derogatory way on this podcast, just because
Oh, yeah.
it's demeaning.
Sure. Okay. Jesus. What? Well, let me think here. You're kind of I don't know. Everything else is so. It doesn't have the punch of a. Well, whatever. Let's just move on. I don't know where. I don't know what else. I've never seen so much potpourri in my life. That's all I'm
like
gonna
what
say.
I like,
all right?
and I won't apologize for it.
All right.
Until today,
All
my
right.
yard
No,
smelled great.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So I guess that brings us back to buckets. I mean, is that an option? Do you have buckets? Do you need buckets?
I have 2 5-gallon buckets. One of them is
You're
full of
gonna
old
go
wiffle
to
balls right
yeah.
now. So ideally,
Oh yeah. You
What?
used to play? You
I
used to
still
play
play
wiffle?
wiffle.
You
Yeah, I
whiff?
play with. There's a bunch of kids in the neighborhood, and they let me ump.
Oh, you play with kids?
Yeah, I mean, I'm a 55-year-old retired printer salesman. I need, some action in my life every once in a while. So
I wouldn't call it action. I think that
I don't
that could
I don't
get you in
understand.
trouble. You talking about getting action with
Yeah,
little kids?
like wiffle.
You don't
We're playing
understand
wiffle ball. We're playing sports. Well, I'm the ump. They let me ump. They're cool kids,
Yeah,
man. They're cool
okay.
kids. They're smart. They're way smarter than I was when I was their age.
Well, you're
know-
pretty dumb now.
Well,
so.
I'm pretty. I read books is the thing.
That's that doesn't
Well,
mean anything.
anyway, these kids know way more swear words than I knew, and cusses and stuff at their
Oh, yeah?
age. And they're way cleverer about. They're that kind of smart where they can just kind of size you up and cut you down. Those kids
Yeah,
they're cool
okay.
kids. They're cool kids. They let me ump.
All right.
So my issue with the buckets is I don't want them. I don't want the. I guess this is going to sound a little bit crazy. I don't want pee and poop sitting around in my house just uncovered or whatever.
You could cover it. Saran wrap, tin foil. I know a guy who uses like pizza pans, put a pizza pan over it or
So
something.
that's really our only option is putting a pizza pan over a 5-gallon drum of piss and poop.
I mean, you're not giving me a lot of options here. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Okay, you tell me, oh, hey, my septic tank burst. Okay, what can you do the sewer? No. Can you do what are you doing above ground with pee pee boo boo?
What if I just
no.
do a
What do you
what
want?
if I just do a smaller pool and what if I go like half my yard is the pool and half my yard is the septic tank? Could I get a smaller septic tank put in?
I don't know if they make smaller ones, to be honest. We went with the Little Nemo. That's the brand name of the septic tank, and that's pretty much it. I mean, that's as low as they go. It really is. It's Little Nemo bucket. That's the next step down.
Is there a way I could get like a custom job? Do you know anyone who would do like a custom job?
Oh, jeez. Custom? What? Like a custom
Like a custom
bucket
tank.
or something? You're still on tanks. Okay. Well,
Yeah.
let's see. I know a guy.
I'm out on buckets, by the way. I'm not. I don't want to just keep
I don't want
raw sewage in my home.
Well, I know a guy who does custom tanks. He's really, really good. But he got his insides sucked out by his. Anyway, so yeah, he got his poop tube pulled out by his fencing. So he's dead.
Oh, you hate to see that. Just the guy I needed
Yeah.
too. Just like
Can you believe it?
I keep having just bad luck, Mark. I have such bad luck lately.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, I mean, ever since
Ever since 5 years ago,
yeah,
it's just I try to stay positive, but sometimes it's really hard because it's like
sure.
I'm I'm frustrated, man. I'm tired of the other day, I swear to God, Black Cat walked right in front of me, uh, and then I got hit by a tractor on the road.
Like a slow moving, like a
Yeah, it
riding
came around a
mower.
blind corner really well at tractor speed, and
Yeah.
he kind of hit me a little bit with one of those big
Uh-huh.
tires in the back. So
Yeah.
I think I'm just
So
cursed, man. I think I'm just cursed. Everything I try to do,
yeah, I mean, you own a black cat,
I
though,
do. Mittens, yeah.
right?
I call him Mittens because
So
the black of his paws is slightly darker than the black of the rest of him.
sure, no, I've heard you tell this story before, and it's just as interesting as it was the last time.
And it's
But
like if you
I mean,
look in
I don't.
certain lights, you can kind of see how the paws are a little bit darker. Like when he's lying in the sun, because he likes to nap in the sun. He's,
Really, that's
he's
unusual for cats. All right, listen. Why don't we just get back to the poo poo pee pee situation? Because that, I mean, I am billing you for this, so and I should try to drive you back to that. We got different. We got, let's see, 1, 2, 3. I have 6 buckets here that I could bring over, and with your 2, I mean, you might be all set. Do you have? Was that the only plate you used, the one in your yard, or do you have other plates?
I have 2 other plates. One is my pasta plate, and one is for my lean cuisines. It's one of those plates that's like a little bit more curved in, so it's like half plate, half bowl. So
Yeah, yeah. Oh, I remember that. I remember that. I used that as an
yeah,
ashtray, right?
yeah. Which I wish you had
That
waited
was
till I was
funny.
done with my lasagna, but
Well, it was funny because I was like, "Oh, you want a little Dutch on your lasagna?" And I ashed one of my Dutch masters
yeah,
on your
it
lasagna, and
was
then
really funny
I
when you
remember.
explained you were joking, but it was
Yeah.
in the moment pretty hurtful, and it made my
Wow.
lasagna taste like fire. But I I found that I found that I find that those are not as good at covering up uh, uh, the jet of PP and poo.
Yeah.
Is there a
Yeah.
way? Hear me out. That
Uh huh.
one can drain a septic tank
Drain a
because
septic
you
tank.
installed this,
Jeez.
and there's like a little thing.
Yeah.
Like we were told to schedule an appointment, and then nobody ever came to empty it out. So I figured we were
Yeah.
fine.
Yeah. I mean, I don't do the empties. I just do
Wait,
the
but
installs. So you gotta call it. Yeah.
they're supposed to be emptied?
I don't. I mean, look. I don't. I've been doing this job for, let's see, 24 years. Okay, and in my tenure, I've never ever emptied a septic tank or heard of somebody wanting to. So you know, you know what? I'm looking at my. I just there is one guy who does it, and you're gonna laugh when
Oh
you hear
no.
this. Got his inside. Yeah, sucked right out. This was a pool type situation though. He put his beehole up against the filter, the suck hole. The suck hole in a
Yeah,
pool.
the jet. Or,
No, this is suck
oh,
hole.
the like a filter or
Yeah,
something.
yeah, it just sucks. Just
And
it's like a suck hole. You should get used to this terminology. Getting an in-ground pool. Anyways, he was sitting on it and cranking his yank, and sucked his tubes right out. So, that's the only guy I've ever heard
emptying
of
a septic
emptying.
tank. Uh,
Yeah,
Again, me and my luck.
that's crazy. That really
That's
does
more of a
surprise me.
misunderstanding too, because I was under the impression that we were just good to go and it went into the center of the earth or something. But
Yeah, I mean, like I said, 24 years. I don't know.
I guess I could just stop going to the Indian place 4 times a week And
Well, let's not do anything crazy here. I mean, let's think about options. Let's review our list here. So we got
we got
buckets.
buckets. I'm gonna write these down just so we remember. Buckets.
Yeah, why don't you write this down?
And buckets are. We don't want to use them if we don't have to.
We don't want to use buckets? What do you mean? We? I mean, I use buckets at home. That's how I do my business. That's how I've done it.
And your wife, what does your wife think about it? Because I remember.
It was her idea.
Wow, that's pretty gross.
I know.
Your wife seems very chill. She seems very chill, but like mean chill. I haven't talked to her since we did William Tell with your son, but
she does not like you, and those tires are still blown out. So, I wouldn't even.
So, are you guys just not driving the minivan, or what?
No, we drive it.
Blown out tires?
Yeah.
It's okay. Well,
I say, hey babe, I'm gonna rim it down to Pep Boys, and you need anything?
Pep Boys. What a world we live in, by the way. With the Jeff Pep stuff going on, it's wild, man. Listen, look, I don't want to rush anything, but I really do want to. You know what? I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna stop eating so much. Wait, hang on. So, is there any way that we can put the septic tank under the in-ground pool? Could we just dig it deeper?
Interesting. Okay. I think you're gonna run into the slate issue. You have a lot of slate in your yard.
But isn't how much? How big is the septic tank? Because you said slate was like 25 feet down.
Yeah, the tank. I mean, well, you can do different sizes. You have the little Nemo, the one you got, and then it goes all the way up to the dump tank, and that's the biggest one we got. I don't know. That's we use that for like
the
baseball stadiums and stuff. But yeah, we could. You live by the stadium, right?
Yeah. It's right around. You can hear it from here.
Yeah. Why don't you know what? This is what I'll do. I'll do a tube coming up out of your house, right? And then we'll just go down into the
dump tank.
Into the
that
dump
sounds
tank.
Perfect. I won't be. There's no way I'll be doing the nastiest poops of anyone at a professional baseball stadium.
Yeah. No, they go through that. You don't want to be down in there. You don't want to go in the dump tank.
And there's no chance of that. I mean, the dump tank is big enough that there's no chance of it backing up into my home, is there?
I don't think so. I mean, I stopped putting action figures down there.
It was an accident. I don't flush multiple action figures. I spilled a box of trinkets and accidentally flushed it because I sneezed when I got piss in my eye.
No, I heard the story the last time. But there's like 300 so action figures out. There's some rare. I mean, some of those look like Murph's old toys. And I don't know why you'd be flushing those.
Well, you won't believe this, but I was cleaning out the attic, and I had a box labeled Murph's old toys, and I came down the attic, and I had just drank two full Polar Black Cherry seltzers, and so they're so good. They're so good. And so,
man, they give me bad gas.
That's part of the story. I was going into the pee, right? And I think all the carbonation had combined into one or two bubbles, I guess it was. Or maybe it was one bubble that forced its way out both ends. But while I was peeing, holding this box of trinkets, I let out the biggest belch and fart combo of my life. And I swear to God, I was lifted off my feet momentarily. And obviously the pee went everywhere, got in my eye. I spilled the toys into the toilet, and I went to go flush it. I went to flush it because I was peeing everywhere, and then I was like, oh, wait. And
you did one of those.
So
hey, this is going to sound crazy, but you can hear me out. Don't hold valuable family relics over the toilet when you're using it. I don't.
Well,
That's
it's easy. It's easier said than done because sometimes you
I don't
just
think
gotta
I'm
go.
very easy.
And the box, my sink, the counter space next to my sink is too small for a box. So
Get a bigger sink. I don't know. You have a full house. You've paid off the mortgage. You live in. You have a fucking pneumatic tube for a shower, and there's no counter space. Why? Get a bigger bathroom.
well, I mean, at this point, I have no more valuables left to flush. So it seems like too little,
Okay,
too
well,
late
that's the
to fix
problem.
my bathroom.
Yeah. Okay. Fine. All right. Well,
That's why you see so
let
many
me
of my
just-
wife's scarves in here as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna grab some of those because she's been asking about. I mean, her sister's been asking about where her scarves went. So
Yeah.
gonna grab some.
Oh, I've had them. Yeah,
Oh,
she
my.
should have. I mean, obviously, Maryland isn't speaking to me, but she could have just called, or you could have called, or whatever. I haven't seen you in like 2 months. How have you been, by the way?
Oh, I've been good. I had a
You had
kidney
a stone.
Yeah, a couple
Oh,
of stones
oof, I'm a
actually.
goof.
Yeah, it was not pleasant. Kind of like do you ever see like a rabbit poop?
Oh yeah, it's all just pellets. This is a
It
true
looks like
story.
that.
I had a
Yeah.
rabbit when I was a little kid, and it would always escape its little pen. And the one thing it would do every morning is just poop in my dad's shoes. And it was
That's
like
funny.
every morning he'd wake up and like his shoes would just a different pair every time, but it was always my dad's,
Yeah.
and they were always full of those little Cocoa Puff poops.
Yeah. You remember that time I pooped in one of your shoes?
Yeah, it was yeah,
That was funny.
yeah.
That was a good time.
I don't think that the smell of the poop plus the ash helped. I think that's why I started using the potpourri was after that day.
I mean, I'm just saying, if I'm coming over, put some ashtrays out. I hate having to make these examples. I feel like it's almost your fault. Like you're.
Oh, you just
like,
got some ash.
Uh,
I hate to be that guy, but you did just get ash on my shirt, and this is kind of new. So
you see an ashtray? I don't see an ashtray here.
yeah, I'm sorry, I was just a little preoccupied. Oh, there's the ladybug.
Yep. Oh.
Whoa, cloud right in the shape of a penis.
Yeah. I'm getting good. I'm
Good.
getting good at them. I can make it come back into my mouth too. Watch.
Whoa, he just sucked down that cloud ween. That was
Yeah.
pretty cool. Have you been doing a lot of those? I remember last time you were trying to get vape tricks, but with cigars started.
Yeah.
'Cause my son
yes,
Murph, he was a bit of a hype beast, so he knows a lot about, or he did know a lot about vape tricks and stuff. So he
Yeah.
kind of got you onto
He-
that wavelength, if I remember correctly.
He did. He's taught me some really. I mean, when years
of course.
ago
In the
he had
past,
taught me-
past tense.
in the past, yeah, he taught me how to do that little cock move that I just did. He showed me how to do one where I blow out the smoke and it looks like George Jefferson from the Jeffersons.
Yeah, that's whoa. I would say that looks
Yeah.
more like George Jetson
Come on,
than
do it.
Jefferson.
No, George Jefferson.
Well, no, I know you say it is, but I'm looking at it and it's clearly George Jetson.
It's not. It's not George Jetson. He's dressed. I'll give you like a Jetson.
But the
yes,
face
but
is
that
okay. Now I'm
George-
seeing the face is George Jefferson,
Look at the face. It's the
but
face
he's
you gotta
wearing
look at,
he's
yeah.
wearing a logoless white popped collar and a green belt
Yeah.
and blue pants.
No, I know that was like an artistic flair.
Yeah,
that
I don't know
took.
how you even
'Cause
did
I
the
like-
colors, but it's cool.
That's the Dutch master's secret right there, and I'm not going to tell. But I can suck him off too. So if you
Whoa! Just his crotch went
Yeah.
away. It's a perfect hole.
yeah, well,
You're getting good.
anyways, that'll be there for a few weeks. So just something you should know. Don't get concerned.
That's actually definitely not healthy. Whatever this is, if the cloud is sticking around for a week, this can't be good for your body to ingest that.
Hey, listen, I'm going to tell you what I told the doctor. Go fuck yourself, okay, buddy? All right, you can just not doing that. Yeah. So I guess looking at the whiteboard, we have buckets and dump tunk.
I think we can lock in the dump tunk. I think that's going to be my best option right now.
We're passing on buckets.
I'm a hard pass on buckets because I don't know where else I'm going to keep my wiffle balls. If I'm being honest. Anywhere
else. They're not. I mean, they don't. You could put them put them in the shower. You know, keep them.
Well, that's where I keep all my pennies. So then I have to move my pennies, and then where am I going to put pennies? The piggy bank's already full of cotton swab.
Okay, I'm seeing the Rube Goldberg machine kind of laid out here, so I'm going to back away from this one. So we're doing pipe. Now let's see. There's a couple of different kinds of pipe you can go with. So we have brass.
Brass, does that make like a trumpet sound as stuff slides through it, or like?
It does. It does.
That's pretty cool.
So that's like a fun. That's like a plus. That's like a fun factor for brass. Wood, not commonly used.
Yeah, like an old aqueduct.
Well, those were stone, so this would be
it's
wood.
Like a cheap aqueduct.
Sure, you could think about it like that, and you'd be a bit of an innovator because nobody has ever used wood in the sewage.
But you have the pipes. You stock the pipes.
Oh, of course I have the pipes. I work in.
But no one's ever used them.
No, they're old. It's old wood too. It's not. Because we've had it for 24 years. I mean, since I've been doing it, I bought when I got my my septic license. I went out and I bought 400 feet of wooden pipe, and
okay,
I still have the pipes.
For the listeners, Mark Pascetti has the oldest, moldiest pile of firewood in his backyard you've ever seen. It's
not firewood.
Well, no.
Yeah.
I thought you had what was under the top then?
Oh, the top. Yeah, no. I thought you were talking.
No,
I thought
the pipe wood is different. I understand that. I was talking about the firewood.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. That is firewood.
It's when you. There's nothing like going to make a fire in the middle of the freezing cold and picking up a log covered in bugs, and carrying it into your house while your skin crawls. It just makes the fire so much more satisfying to sit around.
In the wood, I mean, we put the top over it because, to keep the bugs in. And you pick up that wood. That's like picking up a sponge. This wood is so old. It's damp, and but it burns good. That is the trade-off you have. It's a little oogie when you pick it up.
When you burn it, it smells like a dog at the beach. But
good.
It burns hot. It burns hot and smoky, which is just how you like it.
That's right. You close that flue, and throw those logs in there.
Oof, I'm a goof. What a Christmas morning that was.
That was fun. That was fun.
That again sometime.
Yeah. Well, we could do it. Well, you blew up the tires of my wife's minivan, so that I don't see this
I've
happening.
offered to replace the tires. I don't.
Yeah, it's more of a principle thing with her. Once you kind of go bad, you never come back from that. So,
she didn't mind you shooting the can off your son's head, but you're also a better shot than I am.
I'm a better shot, and
it was funny. It was nice. It was a nice touch to explain to him while he was crying that it was a joke, and then he got it and he felt better.
Yeah, that's true. And he'll do that from time to time. And I know when Marf is crying, when he was crying, I'd be like, "Oh, I'll give you something to cry about."
Yeah, it was weird when you do that, like when he got into his teens, but it was also very funny.
Yeah. Well, that's why I did it. I'm
Yeah.
kind of a goof. I'm
Yeah,
a
I'll
cut
give
up,
you
you know?
something to cry about, a little smack or whatever.
And then I ash
Yeah,
on him.
yeah. Which he was allergic to,
He is
so it
one of
was
them.
actually very funny.
He
When
was.
you explain it, when you explain
Yeah.
the joke, it's very funny to ash on someone.
Yeah. He was allergic, so he got hives.
Yeah,
And then he also was burned
yeah. It was
by the
hot
fire.
ash. You like
Yeah.
again, like you like your cigars hot and smoky. You like your firewood hot and smoky.
Oh, I'm a hot and smoky kind of guy. Guess how I take my steak?
Hot and smoky, baby.
You got it,
With
brother.
a bloomin' onion on the
All
side.
Right. That's right. A whole
Yeah.
one for me.
You
Just
make
for
your
me.
own bloomin' onions, don't you?
I do.
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. I never learned the recipe. I mean, unlike you, I never worked at an Outback Steakhouse.
Have you ever worked?
Yeah,
Like, have you had?
what are you talking about? I was a printer salesman for 30 years, and then I also worked at McNamara Hardware, which was a coincidence. I didn't start the business or whatever. This was in high school. I worked at McNamara Hardware Storage.
Because just as long as I've known you, you've been unemployed.
Well, no, I'm retired.
And,
I've been retired for
Yeah.
4 years now.
yeah, I mean, people don't usually retire in their 40s. I
was 51. I was 51. I just look young. I look very young is the thing, because I take care of my skin and my body very well.
Yeah, my brain is just groping for that P word right now, and I really want to say it, but it's I respect you and your listeners. So
that's the one word we don't allow.
Yeah. Okay, that's fine. I mean, whatever. So so let's go. We have brass and wood, and
I'm leaning brass, but I think it might get annoying if it's like
wood?
every time I flush, it's like a jazz thing.
It's like a whole song.
Wow.
Really. It's like two. I mean, depending on the length, it's like a Thelonious Monk album every time you go to the bathroom. So, anyways, we got plastic.
So which of these is going to give me the least chance of having another plumbing catastrophe like this?
Yeah, I would say that you 100% will, no matter what.
Okay.
I guess yeah. So, which brings us back to buckets, which is an option. I got buckets.
Like,
so
based on the stories I've been telling you about my sneezes and farts causing mayhem in my life, that probably carrying big buckets of pee and poop in my home is probably not something that I want to do.
All right. I'm just saying legally, I have to give you the option of a bucket. So we're moving away from buckets. Well, I will take that note. And we're on to pipes, which, I mean, any kind of piping structure, I mean, they're going to see it is what I'm concerned about.
That's fine by me. As long as I can get my in-ground pool and I can get swimming again and skimming the pool for leaves and stuff, that's all I need, baby.
Okay. All right. Well, we can I'll get my guys out here. Just, we'll do the wood pipes, I think. And I'll get my guys out here and we'll do it up because I got to get rid of those pipes because they're starting to get soft. Like sponges,
perfect. Yeah. So that'll be good for pee and poop, I bet. So.
Yeah.
Well, then we can. Is there a time that works for you? Are you busy? You said you had a company in town.
I do. Yeah. My sister is. Sorry, it sounded like I pluralized that. My sister is in town, and her son. So we're
Maryland
going through the
and her
buckets
son
like crazy.
Are in town as well. Yeah.
Sure. Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, you could say that. Anyways, I should probably get going back to them because I got the minivan out front and it takes a long time to get home on rim.
Yeah. No worries. I'll see you around. Just I guess keep me posted on how things are going because I miss you guys, and sure. I get lonely here, so
yeah. Okay. I mean that's I can send a guy over next Wednesday, and we can give you an assessment. Until then, you want some of those scoops that I was talking about for the
Yeah,
for the
yeah,
lawn.
I do.
You
Yeah,
want some scoops?
got it.
Okay. So we got a couple of different scoop materials here. Brass, that's the first kind. Do you want brass scoops, or do you care? You kind of give me a
I'll
look
do
here. I don't know
brass,
what
man.
to.
I'll just take whatever's gonna get this pee and poop out of my yard the fastest. You think?
Yeah. Well,
Okay, then
brass. Will do
brass.
it.
I'll do brass.
Cool. All right, we'll do brass. We got some brass scoops. And I'm just gonna eyeball it. What is that? Like a quarter of a mile of wooden pipe.
Man, I don't know. To the stadium, probably it's like
Yeah.
a 10-minute walk, if that. So, I guess yeah,
Yeah.
quarter mile maybe. And is gonna go above ground, right, or underground?
Oh yeah, above ground.
Coming out
Yeah.
my roof.
You got too much slate in here to put any pipes, so we'll do it off the roof like one of those telephone can when your kids
Oh,
and you
yeah.
live across the street from somebody with a string, and
I
it'll be like that with
I had a
poo-poo
black
pee-pees.
eye for 4 months in 4th grade because someone, my neighbor, tricked me and did one of those with a big rubber band, and he snapped it back right into my face.
That's a good joke.
I mean, when he explained it was a joke, then yeah, I laughed a lot, but it really hurt my face and fractured part of my jaw.
Uh-huh. Oh, that's what happened to your
Yeah,
jaw.
that's why I I chew the way I chew and I talk the way I talk.
Yeah. There's just always like something coming out of that hole.
Yeah,
Like,
it's what I got.
soup. I don't know what it is. But no, I'm glad my sister left you. I'm glad she's not. Well, we'll get the guys over
Wait, what do you
to
mean,
look at
what do
the
you mean?
pipes.
I mean, she passed.
And
man.
what you said? You said wooden scoops. Okay, we'll do that. And we'll get
okay.
going. This is a door here. Can I? Oh, it's a garage. Okay, all right.
Yeah.
We'll see you later. It was good
See
to
ya. Hey, thanks for the scoops.
As expected, Mark proved very helpful in solving my septic problems. However, something about his visit didn't sit right with me. It gnawed on me all day and all night, right up until the point where I was about to fall asleep. Then I remembered. Mark Pascetti had entered the Witness Protection Program in 2017 after turning state's evidence. Therefore, either Marilyn was in violation of her protection agreement or Mark was lying to me. But why would he lie? What did he have to gain from lying to me? And most importantly, if that's the lie, then what's the truth?